Stand up.
How are you?
The first
that you are seeing me?
Yes.
The first that you are seeing me?
As governor, sir. As governor.
Talk to you about what? It's not for you.
No, sir. You can tell us about the security situation in your state. How has it improved to enter?
Like what?
He has made mention of one of the security. Good.
Like what again?
And your effort to ensure stability and peace in the state. So, what can you tell us about the state of security in Anambra and the southern part of Nigeria?
The state of security?
Yes.
Has there been any improvement since you took over?
I'm sure you are media people. You should. I'm sure you have the information. You have the information that Anambra is quiet. Anambra is quiet. It's enjoying relative peace, and I will bet you that it's probably, if you rank the 36 states in terms of security of life and property, Anambra will rank in the top 5, the top 10, or thereabout. And from when we came, it's a sea change. It's like a difference between day and night. On a daily basis, there used to be kidnappings, killings, and so on. And you had these, if you like, kidnappers and criminals that were in more than 15 camps all over in the southern senatorial zone, plus Obaro, and I think they have been uprooted from those places. And Anambra is relatively peace. Yeah, occasionally they will have one occasional act or the other. About a week or so ago, a senator was, his convoy was attacked. We're trying to get to the bottom of it, and but that is one major fundamental change, and that is that we're now at a position where we're able to get to the bottom of much of those kinds of organized criminality. But in terms of the kind of force and so on that they have, I think that has been largely degraded. People, 8.59 million people going about their peaceful business every day in the state.
Well, how were you able to achieve this? What's the magic word?
You want me to tell you the strategy? Do you want to do one in any state? So
1 year that Obiora Abasimelo, the Labour Party candidate, missing.
yeah.
What do you have to say about that?
Yeah, well, also the security agencies are on top of the matter. They're investigating very seriously. Remember, the guy was a candidate like myself. I was, we were all campaigning together. He was in Labour Party, I was in Abuja. I heard of his abduction. Then, that was about a year ago. And I took over only about a few months ago. But even at that, that has been brought to my attention. And we've actually had the wife visit us at the lodge. And I think the security agencies are digging deeper and deeper and deeper.
Okay, so
I think for us, actually, the message is clear. Our government is a government that puts its number one priority is security, law, and order. Security, law, and order. And Anambra is one place where we have zero tolerance for criminality. And we will pursue every criminal, every gang, every group that poses a threat to our determination to instill effective law and order and security in the state. And I want to commend the security agencies, all the security agencies, from the police, the army, the DSS, the civil defense, the Navy, and of course the Anambra Vigilante Service, and so on. And thank the people of Anambra State, who themselves have risen with one accord to send the message that criminality cannot thrive in the state. And the people have been very, very cooperative and working together with the security agency, the federal government, and the people of Anambra. Anambra will continue to be peaceful and secured. Yes, occasionally you will have some spots. There's no crime-free society in the world, but we want to be able to get out organized criminality to almost zero.
The economic situation of the state, sir. What would you say about this, being a former CBN governor, sir, and what your predecessor actually left behind? Have you been able to buffer the state the more? And IGR, what are you doing about it?
The state is moving levels and levels and levels and levels and levels and levels and levels up. And sooner or later, we'll invite you to come and dine and wine in Anambra. Last week, we had the youths organizing the Fashion Expo with our youths out there. We're not letting the past or the 0.1% of criminals to define us. We are making progress, and Anambra will continue to get greater and greater.
One of the prominent presidential candidates is from Anambra State. What is your take? I'm talking about former Governor Peter Obi.
Okay, one of them. There are actually two of them. That's the one that, you know, the All Progressives Grand Alliance candidate, Professor Umade, is also from Anambra State. And so Peter Obi is from Anambra State. Two of them from Anambra. You know, as governor of the state, I have two of the presidential candidates coming from my state. What do I say? Wish them the best of luck.
Who are you voting for? Who are you voting for?
Who am I voting for?
Your Excellency, the rains will soon be over, and the Anambra is known to have major ecological problems. What are you doing to tackle that?
I said what?
Are you supposed to tell the last question?
No. That's he was asking. No. That's why I looked at him. I was admiring him with his beards and.
The rains will soon be over. Excellency,
Why? And you actually assume that it must either be A or B. Yes. What is it?
I'm talking about the rains. It will soon be over, and Anambra has a major environmental problems like erosion, landslide, and what are you doing to tackle that?
The environment is our number one existential threat, other than security. And Anambra is the erosion capital of Nigeria. Perhaps you might know that about 30-40% of our land is under threat of erosion in this country. There's no other state like Anambra when it comes to erosion. And even last week, there's places between around the Zenifit or Sumenyi Road that was cut off again. And several such huge gullies everywhere. Bosi, everywhere. Oko, Nanka, Agolo, everywhere is erosion menace. Like I said, while our landmass is shrinking massively due to erosion and so on, far beyond the capacity of a state government to deal with. Even if you were to sink the entire budget of the state into erosion, to deal with the gully erosion in the state, even if you were to sink all of them for the next 10 years, it will still be like a drop in the ocean. And this is an area where the state government wishes to partner effectively with the federal government and the development partners to deal with that. It's a state of emergency with regards to erosion. And of course, we're also promoting the concept of responsible citizenship on the part of our people, to be able to take some responsible steps. We're providing some regulations, people controlling the runoff water from their homes. They don't just pipe them and get them off on the street. Of course, they must go somewhere. You contain it within your place. Building controls, building areas to designate green versus buildable areas, and so on and so forth. And then, of course, trying to tackle these things, early warning signals, and we'll begin to tackle them. Clean up our drainages, and make sure we channel runoff water down to rivers and so on and so forth, and not let them percolate on the road or try to go to unwanted places and so on and so forth. So we're doing quite a whole lot. There are a few of them that have become like where the roads have been cut off, for example, we have no choice but to try to do something. But ultimately, to deal with the kind of erosion menace we have in Anambra will require quite very active, massive resource injection by the federal government.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.